Right, I've got the engine lifted into place now. Not too easy when you're on your own and trying to put the bolts in the holes at the same time and not lose any height that you've gained. Uh, anyway, I sort of rested it on my knee. It went up pretty well. I used a little jack as well just to line it up nicely so I could get the bolts in. I've just gone and tacked the bolts in place. I haven't gone and tightened anything up at all, just got them in place to hold it all in place. And I'm pretty happy actually, because when I got this bike, the engine really wasn't in it. Wasn't in well anyway, it was just hanging on there. And so I wasn't sure whether you could actually put the Honda Crf230 into the Honda Ctx200 frame. I think in some parts of the world this is called a Bushlander, the Ctx200 Bushlander. In New Zealand it's called the Honda Ctx200, and it's pretty much farm bike specifications actually. It has a side stand on both sides and that type of thing, so the farmers can rest it on either side depending on the slopes of the hills and things and all of that sort of stuff. So I thought, well, I got this really cheap, so it's been a nice little project so far. As I said before, I've tidied up the engine, haven't rebuilt it, but I've pulled it all apart, cleaned it up all inside, checked for any damage, and boxed it up again. New gasket set completely, new head gasket on there now. I've just got it there in place. Haven't torqued it down, you just got to sit it all together now at the moment, because I wasn't too sure if I could get that rocker cover off once it was into the frame. Looks like I could do, but I won't be doing that now. I've got it all ready to just tighten down the bolt, tighten down the nuts anyway, and torque those up and fit the carburetor and fit the headers, and just got to wait for clutch throw out bearing. They're quite hard to find. Once I locate one of those, I'll be able to box up the clutch. I'm actually looking at getting another clutch side cover, because as you notice, this one used to have the kickstart option as well, and I'm just going to have electric start only, so I've removed the kickstart shaft. So I've got to somehow block that hole off nicely, or get one of the side covers which has got a blank there. They have a blank on the ones which are electric start only. As this is electric start, we'll have no problems there. Yeah, I gave the ports a good clean out as well with my little brush, brush on my drill. They came up really nice and clean, so I'm pretty happy with it actually. I think it's going to be a reasonably good conversion. Cheap conversion, and it should give it a little bit of get up and go. The Crf230 engine is quite a lively little engine, even though it's only a 2-valve engine. It's got a pretty good reputation. Not a lot of horsepower. I think it's less than 20. It might be just on 20. Maybe it's about 18 or something like that. Yeah, so there we go, all in here. Cleaned all that up. New wiring loom, new regulator, new igniter. I got put a new pulse pickup on the down on the stator for the igniter input. This stage I'm going to use the old coil, but I have got a new coil that I can fit on there if I need to. It's the little indicator block there for the indicators. I won't be putting indicators on it. I've got a new brake line on its way. I'll use the original caliper. I'll clean that out, cleaned it up, and it should be okay. It's got to get a battery for it, and the biggest problem I'm going to have, I think, is connecting the Crf230 carb intake to the air intake box that is actually a stock. It's a stock Ctx 200. A bit hard to see in here, but it's an oval hole. I think I should be able to adapt something to pick that up. Worst comes to worst, I'll put an external air cleaner on it just to get it up and going. The dipstick is a little bit tricky there. You've got to take it from the inside of the frame to get it out. It's a bit tight there. As I was saying, this engine is not for this frame, but it's going to do the job nicely though. I've checked the lining up of the main sprocket from the engine, the output sprocket. That lines up nicely with the rear sprocket, so that's all good. That clears the frame and the swing arm. I might have a little bit of trouble adapting the brake pedal, but I should be able to come up with some ideas there. And yeah, hopefully we'll have this bad boy up and running before too long. I was a bit concerned about the top mount, which is actually the Ctx200 mount, and it is a little bit tight just lining up, so I think what I might have to do is just enlarge those holes a little, and then we'll be fine. It's just very close, but it's not perfect. The bolts don't slide in easily, although I might have to just lift the front of the engine up a little bit, and then that might just take it the back a little bit. But at this stage they didn't pop in, but it's a very easy job just to drill those out a little bit. So yeah, pretty happy with it actually. Let's say everything's just tacked together at this stage. But I'm expecting everything's going to go fine. I don't expect any major problems at this stage. I haven't timed the engine or anything at this stage. Once I tidy up the seat, get the seat cover looking good. The tank's in nice condition. It's got a lockable cap. It's got some nice shrouds that come around the edges of it. I might tidy up the side stand a bit. And I think this is going to be a little bit of a fun bike. Not a powerful bike, but which is quite loaded around, so easy to ride. Okay, well thank you very much for watching. This is John saying goodbye for now. Hope to see you in a later video.